without wasting much time, we have our guest here, Adejoke Lasisi. She's a designer, an artist, and a public speaker, right? She loves to be called the Ibadan girl. She loves to go by that tagline, and she will tell us why she loves to go by that tagline. She's born and raised in Ibadan, but she didn't stay there. She's gone around the entire world, right? She stands as a beacon of inspiration in Nigeria, for Nigeria, because she's had opportunities to present Nigeria on the global scale several times. She's a serial grant writer, a business coach, and a waste to wealth millionaire. Interesting. She's been celebrated, consistently as a rising star in Nigeria. Several awards, over 37 global opportunities, with over 100,000 followers on Facebook and over 23,000 followers on LinkedIn. Clearly, you can see that she's mastered the art of positioning. She's moved from Ibadan to across the world. In short, to get her down was a real hassle, because today she's globe trotting. She's from one place to another doing the Lord's work, right? She's won several, awards, both locally and internationally. She's won several awards, and one of which I know she's very proud of was emerging one of the 15 winners from 56 Commonwealth countries. Imagine that, for the Commonwealth Innovation Sustainability Development Awards in 2023. Adejoke is a friend and a sister. We were also finalists of the Afri-Plastics Challenge sometime in 2021, and there's several places that she has taken her work to. Can we give a warm welcome? We will drop the link if you want to know more. There's a long biography that time will not permit us to read through right now. But if you want to know more, you can check her out on LinkedIn or on Facebook to learn more about her work and follow her progress. I'm your host, Mariam-Lawani. A lot has been achieved as well on this side. But it's not about me today. We're not focusing this limelight on me. We're focusing it on Adejoke Lasisi. So we'll just drop my LinkedIn link as well, social media links in the chat. If you're meeting or hearing about me for the first time, or you're hearing about Adejoke Lasisi for the first time, please follow our work on social media and learn more, right? Thank you so much. So with a warm welcome, let me feel the energy. If I don't feel the energy, I'll stop this webinar right now. Let me feel the energy. I don't see people giving us energy. I only see Charles. Thank you, Obina. Thank you. Thank you, Charles. Thank you, Obina. We have over 22 people on this call. I can only see 3 people giving me energy. Father Ray Michael, thank you so much. Julius Akinride, well done. Okay, it's enough. Thank you. So with a warm welcome, can we give the floor to our Adejoke Lasisi, the Ibadan girl. Welcome, sis. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
It's finally good to catch you on this webinar, Globetrotter. So tell us, some people might read all of these things about you and they're like, wow, right? So tell us, there's so much that you've achieved and accomplished. Has it always been like this? Why do you love to be called the Ibadan girl? And has it always been like this? Just give us a backstory quickly. Thank you.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much. And good evening, everyone, or wherever you are joining from. Good morning, good afternoon. Thank you once again. My name is Adejoke Lasisi. I'm the team lead of Planet 3R. And honestly, when I see some of these accomplishments, sometimes when I look at it, like I look at myself some year back, like I don't get some of these opportunities. Like I don't even have them. I don't even have access to some of this information. Those time. And that's one of the things I like to share my challenges, my backstory, so that people will understand and inspire them, to let them know that whatever position that they have at the moment is just a phase, that they can always get beyond that with hard work and dedication. That things can always change for better, especially if they know how to position themselves for those opportunities when they come. And And about Planet 3R, the reason why, Ibadan girl, the reason why I like to call myself Ibadan girl most of the time is because, I want people to know that I like that tagline so that they know that, okay, I'm from Ibadan. And I want people to know that you can actually be doing your stuff locally and be recognized globally. So you can take that your local solution and use it to solve a global problem. And that is how you get global, opportunities as well. Yeah.
Fantastic. So you can start local, but think global. So can you tell us a little bit, how did you start? What were some of the things that happened in your life before Planet 3R? I mean, I've read a couple of, I know some personal stories, but I've also, some of these things are out there. But peradventure, somebody hasn't heard about you, they're meeting you for the first time. Just a few of some of the things that you had to do to survive before you got to this point where you are now globally recognized.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much. So, let me just tell you a little bit background about myself. I am born into a family of 5. I'm the first child, a lot of responsibility on my head. My dad was a NITA staff. When government wasn't really, the NITA wasn't really doing well, my dad lost his job. So it was really a tough time for us then. But before that, before my dad lost his job or something, I was born into Adejoke. My mom's work, she weaves Adejoke, like what I'm putting on. This is Adejoke. This part is Adejoke. So I help her at work, support, and but it fascinates me because actually the idea of doing something out of nothing, like that's especially the fact that you can just be creative about it and just come up with ideas, just create something, and before you know it, a lot of people just like fall in love with the designs and stuff like that. But during that time, because I was born in Oyo State, but I did not grow up in Oyo State. I grew up in Ilesha, Osun State. My dad works there and everything like that. So in front of our shop, my mom's shop, then I know that it's not only my mom that does that. So whenever it rains, we just say, "Oh, yeah, darling, go and pour the dirt that we've been keeping, go and pour it in the gutter, so that the rain that is falling will push the kidney away." Eventually, sometimes the rain will now stop falling. The thing that will pour inside the gutter will not go. You now see people who say that, "Come and park it in front of my house," so they will start fighting about those things. And, I'm sure that some of us might have experienced such. And, looking at those things, before you know it, those things started to block the drainage, and you start seeing water flowing on the road because when the rain is too much and excess, because it doesn't have a clear path to go through, so it just started falling. But looking at those things, then I tell myself that, well, I beg, it is not my problem, as many of us always look at now, that government will solve that problem, and we forget to think that it is us that this thing is affecting the most. We are the one living in that community. So I told myself, I said, well, it's government that will solve this wala jare, not my problem. And besides, I told myself, I said, I am too young to make a difference. That was the mindset then. I didn't have anyone to tell me that you are not too young to make a difference. You are not too old to make a difference. Whenever you think about a solution, an idea that drops on you, like at that time, it's the best time to actually do it. So, fast forward to when I got to school, I got into medical school, medicine and surgery in OAU, Obafemi Awolowo University. A lot of challenges, play basketball, play chess. Eventually, I should drop out from medicine. Then I crossed to economics. So where I had my BS in economics, I graduated somehow. I graduated with the 3rd class. And, with that 3rd class, many people always feel like, okay, that is the end of the world, especially when they feel like, okay, I failed in one aspect. And there's one thing that they always say, it's only when you try, it's only when you stop trying, that is when you failed. Me, I don't stop trying. Anyhow, I will make sure that I keep pushing that, okay, so far I'm still alive to make some things, to do some stuff. Great if So I told myself that that is not the end of the world, I beg. I went to do my youth service. I make sure that every opportunity every opportunity I find myself, every space I find myself, I make sure that I make an impact there, so that even if I don't end up working there or something, like I just create this kind of, I have this kind of network that even eventually in future opportunity comes out, I'm able to, like, they think about me because of the character, the way I relate to them and everything. So it's very important, even when we are not getting out something out of it. So when I did my youth service, I served very, very well. Like, most of my August even reach out to me, like, okay, there's an opportunity, there's this, there's that. Because trust me, some of these opportunities will not even be posted online. Some of these opportunities, you might not see everything. But because you've built a very good relationship with some people, when you see some opportunities, and due to you've positioned yourself, they see you that this is what you do. So when they see opportunity that is related to what you do, trust me, they just keep sending it to you. They keep sending it to your inbox that, they see this opportunity, they feel like you can get it. So all those things kind of like, helped me. And after my youth service, I could not stay in Abuja because I served in Abuja because Abuja was expensive and it's still expensive. So I told myself that, well, let me just come back to base and come and start. And honestly, do not be afraid of what people are going to say that, okay, you are going back to maybe a local place to go and start, or a village to go and start. If it's where you can afford at that moment, if it's at home that you can afford, do not break your neck on some locations that you cannot afford at the moment. The fact is you want to start and you are starting. So just start. That is the cocoa. So if you are not able to start at where you cannot afford, then start at where you can afford it. So these are the things that, that I always tell myself that I'll make sure that so I came back to Ibadan and I was like, okay, let me start. After I played basketball for Abuja, everything. So some money that I got from basketball and chess, I was like, I have money already. And there's one thing that I got to know that, if you don't work with the money that you have, if you don't find a way to like multiply it, like, and do something with it, it's just going to keep reducing. So I came up there with like about 140,000. I was like, what's lower now? Money has come. This was 2013. So I was so happy, like, the money was there. So while planning on what to do, I kept spending money. And this is one of the things I always tell people. Don't wait till you get the money before you start planning. In fact, plan before the money comes. Because before you know it, you will just spend the money anyhow because you didn't plan for it. So that money that I brought back, I shall spend it until it remained like 20,000 naira. I was like, Oluwa, what am I going to do now? Luckily for me, because of the skill that I already have, which is Adejoke weaving. So I got a used loom. I got it 10,000 naira back then. Then my dad gave me a space at the back of the house on one uncompleted building that we have. So always dust on the floor. I still even have the picture. Thank God. And one of the things I always do, I document things a lot. I keep pictures of every moment. Even though at that time I didn't post it, but I always keep pictures. Like, so because it actually helps you to be able to narrate your story better. Because, picture speaks more than, they say it's worth more than 1,000 words. So I like to document my journey. If you know me, if you follow me online, you know that I document my journey a lot, every moment. Even when I don't post some at the moment, I will eventually post the data and now talk about it. So I have the picture of that place, how it was, I now compared it to when we now had our factory, when I started with one loom and when we now had 60 new loom, unlike when I bought the used loom back then. So it's always very good. I encourage people to document, even if you don't want to post it at that time, but just document. And you can even post it so that internet will keep it for you, so that you can always refer back to it later in future. So I started and customers were not coming. It was not, I tell you, like, it was not easy at all. Even despite sharing it online that we've actually okay, they will just say, wow, like ambulance. They will not reach out. They will not say that they want to do actually okay or something. The only thing is, wow, beautiful work. I'm very sure that has happened to you too before. Like, they will appreciate your work, true, but they are not patronizing you. So I now discovered over time that, and there's something that they always say, that think like a buyer, not like a seller. If you think like a buyer, it makes your life very interesting. So I now started thinking like those people. What if I don't need my product at this time? What if they don't need my products now? And that is when consistency comes in. Do you know that after like 6 months, they started reaching out? I started getting customers small. But there's something I want you to know. In order for you to succeed, you must survive. There's a need for you to survive. So when you're trying to succeed, you need to survive as well. So during that time, I should have to eat. I have to go out and everything. Thankfully, I have photography skill that I learned. I did some training back then. So I started taking pictures. I will go to events. I will go and take pictures. I'll get paid for it. So while doing that, I wasn't posting it online at all because I do not want to confuse people. And this is the mistake some of us do. We post about different things, different sectors, and we are not known for something. We do not have a voice in a particular sector. And sometimes people do not take us serious. They will not take you serious because they see you jumping from agriculture today to recycling tomorrow to technology, this, they will just be looking at you that, what do you do? So when they are asking them to recommend someone, they will not be able to recommend you. Trust me, because they don't know you for something. So you are just everywhere. So you have to make sure that what you want to build, that is what you post. That is what you have to talk about a lot. So I talk about just the weaving. I do not talk about photography. Like, they don't know that I do photography on the side also, like that I do. But it actually helps in paying the bill, sometimes at least helping me and my family and stuff like that. So I was doing the Adejoke gradually. Then some of my friends were like, Adejoke, you are really pushing hard. I did not know that they wanted to push me to Wala. So they encouraged me that, Adejoke, just travel out, Japan, just Japan, go to America, go to this. Me too, I took the advice. And to me, I thought I was not doing fine in my business because I thought I was not making money. And they introduced me to an agent. The agent said that he was going to collect 90,000 naira to help me process it. That was in 2014. I was just like 1 year into my business then. So, and I told myself that I was not making money in that business, that I do not have money to get a shop. The shop that I saw back then was 48,000 naira, 4,000 naira per month. So I was asked to pay 48,000 naira for the year, like in an open place, so that would take my equipment and everything. I'm getting somewhere here because of some people that have this kind of mindset too, just like me back then. So could you believe that I was able to get that 90,000 naira in the same business that I thought was not doing well in 1 month? 90,000 naira. So I did not even think at that time too, my brain was not really working well. As in, the only thing that was in my mind is just the japa. I took the 90,000 naira. I took it to the agents. I went to the agents. He did all the packaging, everything. Me too. I even bought a new clothes. That I'm going to the embassy. I'm going to America. I now went to Lagos. That story is a long one. What happened to me, everything. Maybe some other time. Maybe when I write it on my page, you see it. Eventually, they told me, the person that attended to me, I'm older than that person. I tell you, that didn't pay me. They said, we are sorry. You can apply again. He just gave me my passport. I went outside that place. I started crying that, wow. When they did not chase me out of my country, when they did not chase me, it was so painful. And I called the agent, and the agent was like, don't worry, just come back. We'll do it again. At that moment, I sat there at the gates, at the US Embassy gates there. And I asked myself that, so that means that this work is actually doing well. The job that I thought was not doing well, that it was actually my mindset. That if I had used the kind of energy that I wanted to use to Japa, if I had used half of it last year to just put in my work, maybe I would have actually even get the shop, paint it, set it up and everything, like 90,000 naira. I now looked at it again. I asked myself, I said, this agent, he's using a duplex. So he even has secretary. He has everything. He has built his house. And he did not jump out. He's in Nigeria. I said, I will go back again. Lie, I will not go back again. I will not go back. I told myself, I asked myself those questions at that gate. I cried though. I cried. I was crying and I was asking myself those questions. And, I didn't feel bad because I was like, no, that money was just a clarity money that I went to pay. Because it cleared my mind, like I was able to understand, okay, what I wanted to do. And I told myself at that gate, I said, I'm going to work hard and smart until my signature becomes an autograph. I told myself that at that gate. And honestly, since that moment, it was as if that, something just changed. And anything, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to start, whatever you want to do, it begins with the mindset. It begins with the fact that you know that you can achieve it, you know that you can do it.
Wait,
That is how.
sorry. You can't be dropping gems like this. And we will please click on our link. Did you hear what she just said? Work hard and smart until your signature becomes an autograph. Reggae.
Yes.
Go on social media. If you've learned anything so far, I'm trying to type as fast as I can. Well, I'm not even keeping up. So, and I hope that you guys are keeping notes. David Babatunde, that's powerful. Go and click on the link on LinkedIn, on Facebook. Drop the gem. Whatever you are learning. Thank you, Raymond. Go and say it out there. Julius Akimide, go and say it out there. The link for the flyer for this webinar would be posted right now. Whatever social platform you're comfortable with, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, click on that link and share. Let people know what they are missing. Let them know what you are learning. I mean, even me, this was gem for me. Work hard and smart until your signature becomes an autograph. Adejoke, can you tell us what the first global opportunity, how did you get your first global opportunity and how, what was it and how? Can you remember?
Yes. So that was where I'm getting to now. So could you believe that Gates, the same US, this thing and everything, I got exactly a year after I got my first global opportunity, YALI, Young Africa Initiative. And even the application is out now for the 51st cohort. So we're the first cohorts of YALI, Young African Leaders Initiative. So after a few months, and I started, doing this thing and everything. And after that, before that global opportunity, in that same 2014, I applied for a grant, and that was my first grant. And I won 1.5 million naira. That was my first grant ever. I went to pitch, and I was one of the 15 selected for that grant. So, that kind of now boosted my confidence. And from house where I was doing the work, I went to get a big space. I did 10 new looms. As in, it actually helps. Then I started a weaving school. I looked up online that why do we not have a weaving school in Nigeria? Then I created a platform for it. People started reaching out. Anytime they Google weaving school in Nigeria, it just brought out our name and everything. So these are the kind of, just being deliberate about what you want and just list it out, write it out on the, I did not just put Adejoke alone. I intentionally created a page for weaving school in Nigeria so that when people like it, so that they know that, okay, there's a weaving school. So we started getting a lot of customers, started getting apprentices. I started employing people, and I got my yearly opportunity, and I entered the airplane for the first time exactly after a year that I went for that thing. And it was US state government that sponsored, Department of State that sponsored the event, fully funded. We spent 5 weeks over there. And, it was one of the best, program that I've ever, I was like, wow, so life can be sweet like this, interesting, me alone in the room and stuff like that. And, since then.
Hope you were not shouting in the plane. They give me cloth to cover my eye. I lie down.
No. They didn't give us clothes. But, I made sure that I took pictures. Now at the airport, I've been taking pictures from the airport, and even when I was going, I did some mufflers. I did muffler yearly 2015. I did 25 pieces of it. Everybody started buying it over there. Even the directors of the program, they were like, Joke, keep some for us. They told me to be hanging them on the president of Ghana, put it on their neck. So, most of the time when you find yourself that you can do something, just use it to create some opportunity. And, after that, I've been consistent in making sure that when I get an opportunity, I don't take it for granted. That's one of the things again. Like the one I was telling you about that I'll be attending now, representing Nigeria and West Africa. So, last year, UNDP, I did a program with them, and they selected 17 of us in Nigeria. Then out of the 17 of us, they told us that they will be willing to select a few people that is interested, to sponsor a few people that is interested in attending IATF, that's Intra-African Trade Fair in Egypt last year. But many people did not really push it. They were like, okay, to get visa, to do this. So even when I didn't get visa, I was just like, okay, let me just keep the hope alive. Let me register for the program. Nevertheless, could you believe that 2 days before the program, they released a letter and our names to our airports, every country, they released it to the airport that everybody that is interested to come can come and get visa on arrival for the program, since your name is there. So, sometimes you just have to like go extra mile to and just push, even when you are not getting it. And because of that, I got the ticket that morning. I bought my ticket to Egypt that morning because they were going to give us, reimburse us back and everything. So I bought it that morning and I went to Egypt the same day. I got there that same day and I got my visa on arrival. And even cheaper than the one that I was supposed to get in Nigeria, $25 over there. If I was to get it in Nigeria, it would have been $100. So, sometimes you just have to make sure that you are prepared to, like, you are prepared for those opportunities when they come. Because if I was not prepared for that opportunity, like 2 days before, I would not have gone. And because I went for that, they gave me a call again that they've nominated me for another opportunity. Even now, they've nominated me for another one that I'll be going for in Abuja next week. They want me to go and speak at United Nations House about, the youth, this International Youth Month. That's where we have. So a lot of activities like that you will not know. And sometimes too, attending some seminars can actually help. Conferences. It's not every conference that you attend or everything, but you have to be strategic when you are attending them. You have to look at the people that you want to meet over there. You can even read about them and you know that, okay, this kind of people, you can collaborate with them, you can work with them. It will really, really help you to go a long way. So make sure that those are the kind of people you go and meet. Don't just go and meet people that are not related to what you do or you not have a discussion with. And, there's something Debola Williams said. He said that for you to make a smart conversation, you have to be knowledgeable. So for you to make a very smart conversation with someone, you must read about them. You must understand their work. So it makes it much, much easier. And, because everybody wants to be praised, trust me. So when you praise them about their work, talk to them that, wow, I love what you just did. I love that, this, I love that. And, I love the policy that you just came up with. The person will be like, wow, that you're actually following my work. So that person too will be interested in what you do. So do not just go to them. So let it be a win-win. Let it be a win-win situation when you're going to meet people. Do not just meet them for your own selfish interests, but, something that you can do together too, that they too can actually benefit from you. So all those things, they are very important. Then another thing, and I always say that when it comes to getting...
Can you take it easy? Take it easy. One human, such gems from one human being? Calm down, calm down. People of the Lord. People of the Lord. Are you still here? Am I alone? Please. I'm trying so hard to type. I'm not able to keep up. One good gem on the heel of the other, right? I hope you are taking notes. I do hope you are taking notes. So she's talking freely from her heart, yes, but in between, there's so much that we can learn. She talked about the importance of being strategic. A lot of times we find ourselves in these meetings, in these organizations. I used to be very terrible at networking, very terrible. I could go to a place and just sit there. I might dress well. People will be admiring, oh, I like what you're wearing. I didn't come here for you to admire what I'm wearing, oh. Okay? But like she rightly said, if you haven't done your homework or you're constantly going there to tell them only about yourself, and you're not looking at ways, you've not done any homework, you've not learned about them, you don't even know what they're doing, you just want them to talk about you, support you, encourage you. It doesn't necessarily work like that. So if you want to be able to make an impression and strike a smart conversation, you must be knowledgeable. Please go and write down that. I'm not saying the link, admin. I'm not saying the link to this post. I haven't seen the link. Please drop the link and let people go and do the Lord's work on social media. Let others know what they have missed. I don't even think I'm going to put up this replay. God has to tell me that I need to put it up because this one is too hot to just let go freely like that. So please go and put on social media what you are learning. Research about people. People like it when you give back, right? Sometimes spend your money. Go on those tours. I paid for myself to go for IFAT. Some people, as soon as they just realized that, you had to pay for yourself, they declined, right? Hotel was free, accommodation and everything. They gave us money, stipend to even feed and even buy stuff back. But you had to pay for your air ticket. It wasn't cheap. It was over $1 million. Do you get? But you know that as you are going there, you are very strategic. You know what you're going there to do. You know what you're going there to find. And you're also going to give value. Market yourself unashamedly. If there's one thing Adejoke does that I know, I've been to places, we were at Kenya together. I've been to several places with her. You might almost think that, are you not too loud? Take it easy. There's that, I'm sure she gets it a lot from a lot of people. There's that notion to feel that way if you're meeting her for the first time. But hello, who is asking? Leave an impression. I'm trying to summarize most of the things that she has said and just, lend my voice to some of the things I can relate with. Leave an impression. Don't go to a place and just sit down and be on your phone. You went for an event, whether it's in Lagos or in Los Angeles, and you're sitting down there and you're pressing phone. You don't network, you don't meet people, you don't talk to people, you don't engage, you don't strike conversations, or you even collect complimentary cards and you don't follow up. We like to do that very well. We'll share our cards, we'll collect their own and keep it inside your wallet, and that's the end. You don't check them out on LinkedIn, you don't connect with them. At least let them even see that. At least if you connect with them, they'll start following your work, right? You don't do anything about it. You don't send any follow-up email. You don't, build the relationship, and yet you want global opportunities. How now? Sister of the Lord, how is it going to happen? So please, I hope we're taking notes. Again, learn about people. Go there to give value. Let it not always be about yourself. Adejoke, please continue. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for that summarize. So one of the things that that I really like all those the summarize and everything. Last year, another way to get opportunities is the kind of groups that you belong to on WhatsApp. A lot of all these groups, when people have opportunities, they drop it there. And sometimes it might be too much messages and everything when you come. So there are ways for you to check. So I just click on the search button, then you put the keywords that you are looking for. You could put opportunities, you could put funding, you could put grants, you could put job, anyone, and it will bring out every messages that has any of those words that has it inside. So that's one of the ways that I search for opportunities. So you don't have to go through some of those boring conversations that you don't want to go through. So you just get your own from it. And I've gotten a lot of I remember these NYES that we got in Abuja. I just saw it the day it was closing, and I just saw it. I just saw funding. Someone posted it. I searched through the 300 messages that I saw there. Imagine me going through 300 messages one after the other. I might not even get to that opportunity. But using keywords will help you to get to that opportunity. And what it has? The question was really simple for that application. Your name, address, phone number, and email or something. But they ask you to upload a business plan. I'm very sure that many people do not have. So, like I said, be prepared. And I uploaded the business plan. And the following week, they said that they just called me around after 4 in the evening that I've been shortlisted, that they want me to be in Abuja by 8 a.m. in the morning the next day. And I stay in Ibadan. So many people, if they have called them, they said I'm one of the 32 that was shortlisted for that. And it was just after a week that I did not leave my house. But, at that time I looked at it and I did not even have any money in my account that day. And this is why you have to make sure that you have some people in your network that can always vouch for you, that can always be there for you. Even when you don't have anything, they can say that, okay, they can support you. So I called a friend. I was like, please, just borrow me 7,000 naira. And the Abuja bus was just 5,000 naira. That I will find a way, because that my friend who does not really have much, he just sent 7K to me. I came get my clothes. Before I got to the park, it was around 7 p.m. I went with the night bus. I got to Abuja around 6 a.m. in the morning. A lot of things, some things that people don't see behind the scenes. They just see the results. They don't see the process. So, for a transformation to occur, the process must actually, it's not a magic. It's not something that just happens from A to Z. You just have to follow through all those processes. So, and eventually we pitched, and I was one of the 10 that was giving 1 million naira. Even the alert came in the same day. Imagine that. So imagine I had not, pushed myself from my comfort zone and said that, it's already late, that I can't go to Abuja. So all these things, it's something that you just have to push yourself. So last year, December, I saw an opportunity. Someone posted it in our Global Voice, this thing. So when I saw it, I always search most of the groups like that. I know that they post opportunities there. So when I go, anytime I just go, even if it's after like 1 month or 2 weeks, sometimes some would have been closed, some will still be on and everything available. So I just check and I also saw it and I saw the link. They were like, okay, that there's a program coming up in UNESCO. That if you can apply for it, that is for fashion, that people in fashion industry. I was like, that this thing really goes for what I want to. So I saw some people comment on that that is not sponsored, they are not going. It's not sponsored, they are not going. So when I saw it there, I was like, this is an opportunity for me to get into this network of UNESCO, for them to get to know me. So I applied. The application was very simple. They sent in confirmation letter to my email. Immediately, I just confirmation email that your registration has been confirmed, blah, blah, blah. I printed it out. I put all the necessary documents. I went to France embassy, everything, applied in that December. I remember going to the place December 27, and by January 10, because there were holidays and everything, my visa was ready. So I went to collect my visa. I was so happy because that was the first time I was applying for any European country. So, and one of the things they look at is, I think your social capital too is very, very important. And I think that I've really built that online. They build your presence online to the fact that when you're applying for any visa, they will not see you as a means. They will not see it as a means for you to japa. They will give you the visa because they know that, okay, you have something that you are doing. So I feel like social capital, because I had less than 1 million naira in my account. So if it's about money, the money was not there. Trust me. But they gave me the visa. So it was all about the things I've done, some stuff like that. I even printed some opportunities that I was given. I printed the email. I packed everything, supporting documents, submitted it like that. And I got it and I went to UNESCO. The money, I didn't have money at that time. I was like, I will not have money. Luckily for me, I got support. If I had not gone through all those things, even getting the visa, when the support now came, how will I now go? Like, is it when you get tickets and you don't have visa, how will you go? So I was happy that, that I was able to get support with the money that I had. And I went there. And that was when they got to know me at UNESCO delegation to Nigeria, because every country has their delegation. Every country had their office at UNESCO. Very big place. So they now got to know me. They were like, wow, nice work. I didn't even know that it was the president that was talking to her. Very amazing woman. So she was like, we should take pictures together. We took pictures together, everything. She gave me a card. I connected with her. I sent her an email and everything. I connected with her on WhatsApp. She reached out to me back. So they didn't say anything and everything like that. But luckily for me, they invited me they sent me a letter that I should participate, that I'm one of the 3 nominated to participate at the UNESCO Africa Week in May. And I went to apply for visa again, because that time I was given one single entry, but they now gave me multiple entry later. So, and now, they even supported me for the trip and everything. And now I'm in their database. Any program that they want to do, like, they even reach out to me, greet me and stuff like that. They bought product for me. So, these are some of the things. And to like conclude all these things, social media has really been a great tool for me. Trust me. Social media is a place that you can actually build yourself, especially when you engage in like a lifestyle marketing. People want to know about you. They want to trust you. They want to know you yourself, not just about what you do now, but even you as a person. They want to get to know you. So that's kind of like build some kind of relationship, trust. And, when you are post something that are relatable, something that they can relate to, not just posting that is off. You need to understand your followers, the people that are with you, your tribe. So that when you understand them, you give them what they want. You post about what you want. You post about your challenges sometimes too, so that they know that they are not alone. So that they know that phase, they too will actually get over it. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We are not done. We're almost done. So you see this imposter syndrome. We need to pray against it. People of the Lord. Where are my people of the Lord? People are not answering me. If you don't give me energy, I will end this webinar abruptly. Thank you, Obina. Thank you. You see, imposter syndrome, you need to pray against it. We always second guess ourselves. We always feel as though we don't qualify. I used to be on that table. See, so again, like she said, share about your challenges. maybe I should actually just, my next post should be around this. People want to get to know the real you. Yes, we're not saying, oh, go and put up your entire family members on social media and stuff. But people want to relate with you and understand you beyond the work that you do. Know about the good side. People are watching. Trust me, people are watching. They might be quiet, but they are watching. So just to add, to buttress what she said, I used to post very sparingly on LinkedIn. I had over 2K followers, but big deal. So recently, I made a more deliberate effort, right, to go on a challenge, a 20 days challenge, to post more on LinkedIn. There's so much that you know that others don't. You second guess yourself a lot and think that, but you know, you have a mental block. What am I going to talk about today? What am I going just put it there. The fact that you're showing up and you're being consistent alone, you have no idea what that is doing. It's putting you more out there. Today, this morning, I got a message in my inbox from a very large foundation. I won't mention the name because, I mean, nobody's paying for free PR. To say that, oh, they've been trying to reach me. They called the official line, There's an opportunity for an impact funding. If I will be interested, like she said, simple things. Send your name, send your whatever, blah, blah, blah. Your email address and your phone number, and the call for application will be forwarded to you. This morning, Jeje Lowa on my bed, right? I didn't go out looking for it. Again, social capital. Put your work there. What are you doing? It doesn't matter. Yes, today we're talking about recycling. I mean, she's wearing Adejoke mixed with pure water sachet. In case you didn't notice, hello, that's what she's putting on, right? So it might seem very basic. I mean, who would think that pure water sachet would take you around the world? Just think about it. And some of us are here doing amazing stuff, but we're constantly second guessing ourselves. We're constantly allowing the imposter syndrome to affect us. We're constantly not putting ourselves out there. This is the age of shameless marketing. Let the whole world know what you're doing. And build audacity. Build, if you're doing something in a certain sector, push yourself to become an authority figure. That before they count 5 people, they will mention your name. I know so many. There was one, I didn't apply for it. Actually, the last date, the deadline for, they said we should send something, we should fill a table. It was the deadline of the day. Somebody reached out to me and said, oh, they were going to bounce ideas off me or pick my brain about the amount, right? I think it was something like $10 million or something crazy. And they were like, oh, and today's the deadline. I wanted to find out from you, how much are you going to put that you are looking for? I was like, sorry, what are you talking about? He said, I saw you copied in the email now. I said, which email? What are you talking about? It was as if I searched my mail. I was like, he now did a screenshot of all the mails because for some reason, the organization did not blind copy. I don't even know why they didn't do that. So all the people that they sent the email to were there. So he said, is this not your email? Called it out and did a screenshot. Told me the date that the email was sent. People of the Lord, I checked my email box and I found it there. Like days or weeks after. I didn't even realize that it was there. And then, but I didn't apply because he was telling me that, oh, can't you remember we filled a very long application, And I'm like, no, I don't remember. Because I didn't apply. If I applied for something, I would know, right? I didn't apply. But for some reason, perhaps, I don't know, for whatever reason, when they were sending follow-up information, they added my email. And voila, we've moved on to the next phase. They're going to have a meet and greet or something. And these are big organizations. So you think before I go there now, I will come and sit down somewhere and be pressing my phone? No. I'm going to find out the people who are going to be in that meeting. I'm going to read about them. I'm going to go on LinkedIn, follow them. When I'm on a call like this, anytime I have an opportunity to be on any webinar, any call, the first thing I do, I look for their names. I search it up on LinkedIn and I follow them immediately. As the meeting is going on, I will type, I'll talk about maybe what I learned, what they said. If there are people that you can't just connect with directly, or even if you can connect with them directly. Oh, I was on that webinar. These are things that, thank you so much. You know, the person doesn't see you as a random, strange person, right? I don't miss it. I will go. And I'm very strategic about the people I am connecting with. Again, people of the Lord, we're wrapping up. We're wrapping up. I know that some people, Precious, I can see your fire emoji. I hope you're putting the fire on social media. You've got to put it on social media. Victor Imaji, I hope you're putting it on social media. Julius Akinride, Raymond, thank you. Mr. David Babatunde, fantastic. So a few people, you know, when we're registering, some people ask certain questions. How to maintain consistency? I mean, you've talked about the need for us to show up, right? And use social media as a tool to promote the work that we do. Forget, it doesn't have to be only your sister and your nephew and your nieces that should know about you. It's a global village, the world that we live in. And if you keep thinking that, oh, what you do doesn't matter, sorry, there are 1,010 people who do not know what you know, even much more. I second guessed myself for the longest time as well. It's not just, you know, there's this tendency to just commonize what you do because you feel you are used to it, right? You just commonize what you do. I remember the day somebody called me, I was asking me the difference between a ton and a kilogram. This is a big somebody, very big somebody. I can't call their name. Very global somebody that was looking to go into recycling and called me and was asking me what a ton is. I said, Mariam, you're going to start a course. That was because I mean, this is somebody, when you see them out there, you know, they command authority in their space. But now the person works in the health sector, big global name. I'm sure if I call the name now, a lot of you will know that person. But here they are trying to pivot into what I do, and they don't know what a ton is, right? And I'm like, oh, wow. So there are lots of people who do not know what you know. Put your work, talk about your work. So sis, you've talked about the need to show up. We'll wrap up in a few minutes. Please go click on those links. Admin, share the links again and let people know what you're learning, please. Sis, you've talked about showing up, but how do people stay consistent? Because it's not easy. I know you were on the live today on Facebook, and that was one of the things you were sharing, right? How do people stay consistent on this social media and build their social capital? Just touch on that very briefly. Thank you.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much for the summary. So one of the ways that you can stay consistent is, you know, like don't try to think about it too much. Like she said, you know, I don't think about, you know, when they always say that they're having writer's block, I've never have to be, there's nothing blocking my place. Like, is the way I think about it, I write. It's because sometimes some people just want to package it, you want to do too much, you know. Just if you are yourself, it's always the easiest being yourself. When you're trying to be someone else, then it becomes difficult to maintain. So that's one of the things that I've really seen. Like, it's so easy for me to post like 20 times a day. It doesn't give me any while. Like, it doesn't have to be long. It could just be short, something you just want to say something about your work. It could just be a question and answer. It could be something that, you know, you can say, do you know recycling is one of the ways you just want to talk about what you do and stuff like that. So, you know, before you know it, I tell you, social media, that's where I get most of the orders that we get. As I tell you right now, we've stopped taking orders since July. Anybody that wants any of their products in 2024, we are no longer taking it.
Oh, I can attest to that. We reached out to her from Lagra. She said, sorry, no space. I can attest. Even my personal brand, if I need her to do stuff for me in December now for Christmas, I don't know if she'll have my time. I'm bringing it out here. Let everybody hear. Because we give out, you know, some of her products, notebooks and stuff.
Yes, you patronize us there.
I don't think she will have my time this year. We reached out and she was like, oh, sorry, I'm fully booked. So bring her here today.
No, it's so most of the time, you know, consistency, honestly, social media is just a place like if you build it well, and you let people like relate to you, like the way I'm not saying you should bring a husband, this, that, you know, just let them understand what you do, the reason why you do what you do. People want to relate to it. See, people buy with emotions. People love all these stories. Storytelling sells a lot. Like, you need to master storytelling. You need to know how to tell story. Like, about what you do. Don't just write like you are writing a textbook. Textbooks are boring. Write like someone that is writing a story. That's why you see people glued to novels, to storybooks. But people don't get glued to textbooks. It's boring. So, make sure that you learn how to write like a story, so that when they are reading, even if it's long, they don't get tired. They just keep flowing, and they keep enjoying every moment of it. If you see my own style of writing, I miss Yoruba, English. It's the way I always write, the way I think it. I don't try to start going packaging and start going looking at the English, maybe it's correct or not. I'm telling you, I keep telling people, see, if you feel like my English is disturbing you, can go away. But honestly, it is not the measure of intelligence. Because when you look at it, a lot of people don't even speak English in their country and they are doing well. France, they don't speak English, they speak French. Portugal, every one of them has their language. So when you are now using English to now look at, measure my intelligence, you are your own. So I don't look at all those things at all. When you are trying to look perfect, it takes, and you just keep deleting, before you know it, you are not even posting, because you are trying to be perfect. And we are not perfect. It's that imperfection that even makes it interesting, that makes it who you are. So those are the things I do. I don't get anyone. Like, if you go and see my post, you just sometimes you even be laughing, but you get your message that you want to get from there. So that's just, I make it interesting as well, because when you look at it, many people like to follow pages that are comedy, that have all this comedy. So find a way, make sure that your posts are not boring. Even while you are passing across the message, make it interesting. You don't have to be a comedian, but at the same time, make your page a place where people just want to come to, want to learn, and also, just be happy there. Yeah. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. She has said, know your audience, right? So even on LinkedIn, as serious and as formal LinkedIn can be, you can talk about jollof rice and suya pepper and what have you, right? I use these examples because they are the ones I have recently spoke about very, very recently. I'm talking about sustainability, but I'm adding jollof rice and suya and tree and mango, right? So know your audience and let people relate. Truly, again, I have been guilty. Analysis paralysis. You want to check it. How well does it sound? How will people, all that before you look. That's the end. You don't post. I have been there. You don't post. You think about the picture. Should I put this picture? Should I not put this one? Should I do this? Should I not do that? And then you don't post. But then you're wondering why people who you started the journey with, before you know what, they're having opportunities. Before you know what, they're recognizing them for their sector. And you know more than them. To be honest, there's a lot. You see, I see people, what got me to start thinking about, holding the hand of newbies who are coming into this sector was this exact reason. I see what people put out there and I'm like, I know this thing now. Do you understand? I know it now. But who cares whether you know it in your small corner? If you don't come out and let people know that you know it, they will never know. Right? So you need to, let's ditch this. Who is watching? Hey, what will people think? Oh, what will people say? And go for it. Let people relate to you. People are watching. I promise you. If I saw that one of the consul generals of one of the consulates, again, I don't want to call names, reached out for a connection. You can't miss such a thing. Even me, I'm sleeping on it as I'm saying it. I'm sure the Holy Spirit is slapping me. That's why I'm talking about it here on this call now, because I'm sleeping on that, to be honest. I saw a LinkedIn request. Please build your social capital. LinkedIn is great. You can be on Facebook, you can be on all those other, but LinkedIn is great. Please don't. And she will tell you very quickly. I know she wants to round up very quickly, but she will tell you how she also had imposter syndrome when she was coming on LinkedIn. That's my next question, sis. But just hold the thought. And then this consul general, one of the consulates in Lagos, reached out for a connection. As I connected, I can't just connect and just, how are you? How have you been? That thing is so annoying. Like when people say, hi, how have you been? Are you joking? I don't respond. I'm sorry. We told you respond. I don't respond. So I went, I sent a message. I was like, thank you for connecting. What sparked the interest? I wanted to understand what drew his attention. And he goes, what was the exact word? I connect to the best in the work. He walks around, the things that we do, climate change, sustainability, and all that. And he made that statement. And in my mind, I was like, whoa. So he's been watching what I've been doing. Do you understand? So people are watching. And I said, is this an open invitation, to the council and everything? And he said, it swings both ways. And I'm like, okay. But again, I'm admitting here openly, God have mercy on me, I haven't actually harnessed that relationship, because by now I should be coming up with one project, do you understand, and presenting it to their consulate. And I'm going to do that before the end of the year, so that at least it will be part of their their plan for 2025. This is the best time to come up with those project ideas. In November, December, people are wrapping up, they don't have money in their companies. So this is the time that you're coming up with brilliant ideas and projects and proposals and just putting it in their pipelines. So when they're putting up their budgets at the end of the year for the new year, they will consider you. That is, I'm even talking about, within our sphere here, locally in Nigeria. And then across the world, put yourself out there. Sis, very quickly, before we wrap up, you have over 20,000 followers on LinkedIn and over 100,000 followers on Facebook. Yet, her grammar does not correct. That was intentional. That's English I just spoke. Her grammar sometimes does not correct when she's putting it out there. And she's the Ibadan girl, right? That graduated the 3rd class. That hawked pure water. She didn't tell you that part. I know that part. That hawked pure water and did all manner of things, right? That the society would seem as though shouldn't matter. That is converting pure water sachet, difficult to recycle, what's it called? Salt
detergent sachet.
Indomie and all those sachet, to valuable things, right? And going across the world. She graduated with the 3rd class. So you are there, 2-2, 1st class, and you're there, you are second guessing yourself. May the Lord jolt you up this night in Jesus' name. Amen. So tell us why you thought, what was that imposter syndrome that affected even you before you started on LinkedIn? Today you have over 20,000 followers. Tell us about that story very quickly. Thank you.
Yeah, so it was not even only LinkedIn, like almost all my distance then. They say that when you are busy doubting yourself, others are intimidated by your potentials. Like she said, I most of the time I'll just doubt myself that I'm not good enough, Jerry. But later, when I now actually that LinkedIn, to me, LinkedIn was always boring. It still is. LinkedIn is still boring. I look at it that is boring. Then another thing again is that LinkedIn was not internet friendly, especially when it comes to if you don't have a strong network and you are using a Java phone and everything, you cannot even access LinkedIn. So maybe they did it for some class of people, some Oyibo people. They did not do it for some of us that don't have money. So at that time, honestly, me that will be using, I will have to buy 200 naira on it just to have 15 MB every week. So it was not easy for me at all. And when you post again, you will come back after 2 days, you only see 2 likes. Nothing. Like, it's so frustrating. Like, the people are not seeing you, the people are not seeing it. I'll be posting it. Later, I gave up. I said, well, this thing is not for me, Gary, I beg, I'm not doing it again. So I saw some people talked about it that, they've gotten a lot of opportunity on LinkedIn and everything on Facebook. They talked about their LinkedIn page. And because of the fact that they talked about it, I said, let me to go and build this thing. I said, well, I beg. It is the English that I do. It is the work that I do that I post like that I don't even care. Whether it fits LinkedIn or not, that I know that I will get the class of people that will still like it there. So people take my video from TikTok, download it to have TikTok on it. I'll go and put it there on LinkedIn. I'll just put my talk, jaga talk, put it on LinkedIn like that. I was just like, okay, I want to be deliberate. I want to be consistent on this place. Like, even like one of the people that talked about LinkedIn that was celebrating, like now, it was really like that, Joke, you are my organ now, because I now have more followers than that person that encouraged me to go to Facebook and LinkedIn and everything. I've gotten a lot. Even the place that I'm invited to now that I'm going to Switzerland, it was through LinkedIn. Like, a lot of opportunities I've been able to get through LinkedIn that I did not think of and one thing that I just noticed was that, when you are consistent, like you just deliberate. So I kept posting I realized that, wow, actually, when I post about some things, I will look at the way some of them are doing well. The kind of, you make different posts. It doesn't have to be the same thing every time. So you now look at the one that is doing well. Could you believe that most of the time is the one that I tell the story, like maybe some challenges and everything, and they'll be like, "Wow!" So, and the way they talk on LinkedIn is different from the response on Facebook. Some response on Facebook are weird. Sometimes they just do like jaga jaga, but LinkedIn, they're always so professional in their this thing that we love the fact that you're able to share your story. It inspires other people. You do this. I was like, so this thing they share all these Oyibo people. Okay, let us continue with it there. Let us be sharing some of our challenges. And so I started putting it there. So like today we had a challenge. We have a few challenges that we're able to come up with this, that people like story, even when it's on LinkedIn or anywhere. Like I said, storytelling is very, very important, and it helped me. Yeah.
Thank you so much. We definitely would come up with a webinar around storytelling. So I'll just quickly touch up on some of the questions. Somebody said, can a good idea scale through global opportunities despite not having proper documentation of activities in the past years? Well, I would say yes and no, right? Yes, because people want to, you can't just go, or maybe I should start with the no part. You can't just come up from nowhere, from thin air, right? Like Adejoke has said, she documents her journey. So even if you're not posting it out there, you're keeping it. I still remember when we started from the garage of my house, and when we had the first brown bag of 80 kg of plastics, I almost went crazy. I still have those pictures, right? So if you're documenting your story, it makes it easier for people to trust you. But she also talked about being prepared, having a bankable business plan. Our debut webinar, was about how your recycling business would fail within the first 5 years. Some of the things that can make your recycling business fail within the first 5 years. You can go to YouTube and watch the replay of that webinar. It is so critical for you to have your documents. I don't know what opportunities. There are several opportunities that may not require financials or, like the person asked, proper documentation. I want to believe that documentation might.
Okay, can I just quickly talk about that?
Yes.
Mariam, can I quickly talk about that?
Yes, so, I'll give you an opportunity to do so. Okay, please go ahead. Take it on.
Okay, yeah, thank you. So about that documentation and everything, there was a time that we applied for an opportunity and some people to apply for an opportunity. And I got to meet one of the judges later. He was like, we don't even need to keep doing background check on you because we already know you online. We already know what you do online. So, talking about what you do online, because there was this opportunity that I got, could you believe that I applied for that opportunity on Instagram? But you know that when I was shortlisted, they tagged me on Twitter, they tagged me on Facebook, they tagged me on LinkedIn. So they are watching, they actually go and do all this background check. So, sometimes when you are not posting about what you do and everything, you are doing yourself, nobody else. So even when you document it, you still have to post about them because it's easier for them to trust you because they've been following your work. Trust me, one or some of those judges, the people that will judge you, they are already your friend. They are already following your work. They already know what you do. So it's easy to pitch to those kind of people. They will just keep shaking their heads because they are familiar with what you do. But when they are not familiar, you have a great idea, but nobody knows about it. It's only you and your family that you know about it. Then it's problem. So when those people, when they know about it, the organization that you want to apply to, they already know about you before. It's just it makes it just easier for you to get it. You don't even have to talk much. You don't have to, because you have evidence, so you don't need to start alaye. So it helps like that. Yeah.
Evidence day, like your evidence went day, 100,000 followers, evidence day, right? Fantastic. And even if it has to do with paperwork, this is your cue now to go and get that. If you didn't have that, there were several opportunities as well that we got simply because we had a 5-year plan, right? They will say financial forecast for the next 5 years. Nobody, whether you implement it at the end of the day or not, whether you follow it to the latter or not, because these documents are working documents, It's not cast in stone. You can, you can tweak them. But the fact that when they ask for that document, you have it to tick the box, it sets you apart. So if you are not thinking about those things, this is your time to do that, because certain opportunities will come with such kinds of demands, right? Somebody says, what does it take to access so many global opportunities? We've talked about them. Be there, be deliberate, share about your work, be in the right groups, make the right connections, have the right networks, right? We had a webinar on grants. If you were not there, go and watch it on YouTube. The ways to get these opportunities are numerous. It's only if you are not doing the work, that's when you don't know about them. People share a lot of things. She's taught me something today, which I'm going to even start implementing myself. You don't have to, you don't always have to, go through tons of messages. Just search for the keywords in those groups and it will pop out what you need. Okay, so I hope that we have learned a lot today. Let me see your energy. 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 And I hope that we've gone on social media. Admin, post the link again for those who might have joined late, and you've dropped 1 or 2 nuggets that you've learned from this webinar. Please turn on your videos if you can. Let's take a nice photo and smile. Okay, my video is already on. Our host has a video on. Thank you, Mr. Sheon, our regular. Mr. Sheon, you should be paying us now. Back to back to back to back. We will still collect your money. Please turn on your videos. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Chinedu, thank you. Who else has turned on their videos? Let us smile and take a nice photo, and then we will bid our guests farewell. You guys have learned so much. It's time to turn on video now. You don't want to turn it on. Be ready. This is part of being ready. Be ready. Camera ready. Even if you are lying down, don't worry. Turn it on. Let's smile. Admin, we are ready. Say cheese. Thank you, Paula. Oh, we even have a baby. Admin, are you done? Are you done? Thank you so much. Adejoke, God bless you. God honor you. Thank you for